Hey there! Today we are going to work on making an arm bouquet of roses as a presentation gift. I want to show you exactly how we do that. We're going to take a dozen white roses, beautiful Vendella roses, and we are going to hand tie them all together in more of a presentation bouquet and then wrap them, and I'm going to show you exactly how we do that here at Flowers by the Bunch. So today we're going to work on a presentation bouquet, but I wanted to show you first how roses arrive here at the flower shop. So when we order roses, we order them by the bundle, and a bundle of roses comes 25 stems per bundle, and they're wrapped with this cardboard so that they're safely packaged, and they come with plastic on them. So what we usually do when we process our roses is we leave them in this cardboard package, but we pull all of the excess packaging off, and that way they'll stay tight and well hydrated until we get ready to use them. So I'm going to pop these open. First of all, before I open them, let's prepare our wrap first. So here at Flowers by the Bunch, we like to use both cello paper and mesh. So this is just a roll of mesh that we order. I want to say, I think that this came from the Craft Outlet, which is just a place online that you can order ribbon and you can order mesh. We often use white. So we order a lot of white because it goes with everything. And so we always, if we're gonna add more color, we usually do that with the ribbon. So we buy lots of rolls of this white. So I just kind of roll it out, and I take a good pair of scissors and I go ahead and cut a strip of the mesh. Just like that, and I'm going to set this to the side. We lay this out, and then I like to use a cello paper to line my mesh. Now let me explain why I use the cello paper. Because when we go to wrap the stems, we are going to add an Arrive Alive packet on the bottom, which is green. It's not beautiful. And so we like to kind of cover this with the cello paper. So I've kind of laid out my paper. It is ready to go. And next what I'm going to do is prepare my roses. So again, if we have not opened the package and we haven't needed them, we go in and we grab the bundle and we open the package and we remove all of the paper from the package. So they kind of arrive, you can see how they're stacked. They're just very neatly, perfectly stacked in this package. You go ahead and grab your 12. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'll lay those out. And then what we will do is we will grab these excess roses, the extra ones, remove any of the papers, and I'll drop these back into a bucket of water. But that's exactly how we open those up. Next, what I'm going to do is prepare my roses. So, of course, roses have thorns and they bite. So I'm going to take my floral knife and I'm going to remove any of these thorns that are on the stem, and I am going to remove any of the petals that have bumps or bruises. Now, you can wire these roses if you want to. Usually, when we put them into an arm bouquet, usually we do not wire them. But you absolutely can. Go ahead and remove any of those guard petals and those thorns. And it's funny how you don't realize how much time it takes to do all of the steps. I find that wrapping flowers in paper takes much longer than making an arrangement in a vase, because you have to do all the preparation, where you have to take the flowers, you have to prep them, get the greenery, all the things. So it's just a little bit time consuming. Now, we do two different types of designs when we put flowers in paper. We do a traditional arm bouquet, which is a presentation bouquet. So it would lay kind of in your arms. And we also do more of a nosegay style. And I will actually do a second video showing you a nosegay. A nosegay is basically a bridesmaid's bouquet. And we do often wrap those if it's a presentation. You know, if they're planning on giving those flowers as a gift, we will take and wrap those flowers, not kind of similar to how we're going to wrap this, but not completely. It doesn't look exactly the same. And then if we're going to do like a nosegay for like a dance, we have a dance this week, and so we're doing a good many nosegays. But if we're going to make a nosegay for like a dance, we will not wrap that. We will just add pretty ribbon to the stems to hold it together where we've taped it together. And it will be presented to her that way. Okay, so there are our roses and they're ready. That mesh keeps catching my sweater. Okay. Let me show you how I like to do it. So I've got my roses prepped and ready. I like to take a little bit of leather leaf. So this is leather leaf fern. Very easily, I'm going to kind of fan that out in my hand. You can kind of see how I just took it and kind of made just a little fan. Just like that. Fanned it out in my hand. I'm just holding it in my hand. Next, I'm going to come in with some seeded eucalyptus. So I'm just going to take some pretty seeded eucalyptus and kind of lay that in my hand just like I did my leather leaf. I want it to kind of drip just a little bit so you can see how I'm kind of leaving it drippy. And then this is called Italian ruscus. So I'm going to take a few stems of the Italian ruscus and kind of nestle those into my hand. So everything I'm doing, I'm just doing it directly in my hand. So there is my foliage, just kind of pretty. Next, I'm going to come in with some baby's breath. She showed us a picture of what she had in mind, and it included some baby's breath. So that's exactly what I'm going to use. I'm going to take some scissors, and I am just going to cut a couple of pieces of baby's breath. Again, I'm working it right into my hand, just as I did all my foliage. One stem is broken. Pull that off. Okay, so there's our baby's breath. I'm going to push all this to the side. All right, next we're going to work in our roses. So I'm going to kind of lay this down. The stem is sticking me, so I'm going to cut it. I'm going to lay this kind of down, and then I am going to layer my roses into my bouquet. I start with my tallest stem first, and I kind of lay it down into the bouquet. So you can see my tallest is at the top or the bottom, whichever you prefer. And then I am going to kind of graduate these roses down. So just take them and lay them right into that paper, because I don't want them to just be kind of on top. I want them to work, the greenery to kind of work down into the roses, or it looks kind of like a pretty bouquet. All right, so there is our bouquet. So see how it looks kind of like a triangle. Basically, it's a triangle. I always have to try to find descriptive words, and I'm like, what kind of description can I say? But basically, it's a point, an arrow. Okay, next what I'm going to do is take a little bit more of my baby's breath and kind of lay it right on top to just make that look like the roses just aren't stuck right on top of all my foliage. And then I'm going to take a couple of little pieces of my eucalyptus and nestle that right in the front. Now, to hold all of this together, we have learned a lot of tricks over the years, and so for a long time we would just lay this all on the paper and we wouldn't tape it all together, but I have found that it holds together so much better if you go ahead and tape those stems. Another thing is, they can take this out of this paper, give those stems a really good cut, and this is a beautiful bouquet tucked in water, and they don't have to do the arranging. Now, of course, they are welcome to arrange with their flowers. It's not any rule that you can't take this apart, but I always like to have it pretty enough that if they didn't do anything, they could just drop it in water. So what I'm doing now is this is a waterproof tape. And what I'm going to do is just take my stems and I'm just going to tape them all together. So I'm just going to take them, I'm holding them in my hand and I'm going around and around and just taping those flowers together. Okay? So now they're not going to go anywhere. It's well put together. Okay? Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some snips and I'm going to trim up all these stems. So I'm just going to take them and trim them all up. Okay, now let me say that this is the best thing since sliced bread. Okay, this has been a game changer when it came to designing arm bouquets because it takes so little time versus putting water picks on every single stem. This is called Arrive Alive, and we purchased it from a company called Burton & Burton. And so they come with these little foam pads. And what you do with this little foam pad is you take it and you take your flowers after you've cut them and you take that foam pad and you're going to wrap it really tightly around those stems, and then you're going to come up and wrap it again. Okay, just like that. I've got it wrapped. I'm going to take rubber bands that are provided and I am going to rubber band that foam into place just like that. So see how that goes right there on the bottom. Now what you would do next is I would dip this right down in water. Get it really, really well saturated, okay? And then the only reason I'm not doing this right now is because this is gonna have to go in the cooler. So I'm not planning on keeping all of these pieces on. I'm gonna leave the foam on, but I won't leave the little bag on. So that's the reason I'm not dipping it. But you dip it down in a vase of water, and then you're gonna take it, pull it out of that water, and tuck it right down into this bag. Now this bag is gonna hold the water in place. And then you're gonna take your second rubber band, and you're just gonna rubber band that little bag on top of that foam. And so this is just a water pack that helps keep these flowers hydrated. So next what we're going to do is we're going to come in with my paper that I prepped. I like to take my roses and I like to put them in the corner. So this is kind of a rectangle piece of paper, right? It's kind of in a rectangle. So I like to lay my roses kind of in the corner, just like that. I don't know if y'all can see that well. I take this little plastic paper, this cello paper, and I like to fold it up because it helps me to camouflage this little bag. So kind of fold that point up and then cross over and cross over. So you see here how that cello paper really camouflages my little water source, okay? And then I like to lay it back in my mesh paper, and then I come around just like that with my mesh, and we gather it. So there is our arm bouquet. Now we're going to tie this this wrap off with yellow ribbon because that's what they asked for. So let me grab that ribbon really quickly and I'll show you how to tie it off. Okay, so here's the finishing touch. I'm going to take this yellow and white gingham check because it's just so pretty, and I love the fact that it has the white. I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut a strip, and I am going to tie off my bouquet. So come under your wrap and just tie a really good knot, just like that. Okay? Next, what we're going to do is I just tie my bow in my hand. So I'm just gonna take it and tie my bow. I'm gonna put, I think, 3 loops on each side. So I'm gonna twist and turn, make 3 loops. Now, you can tie this off with wire if you would like. I usually don't. I usually just tie it off with my ribbon that's on my wrap. So I'm just gonna take that bow and I'm laying it right in the center. And I am going to just tie my bow directly to my wrap, and then I take it and flip it. And there is our beautiful 1 dozen roses wrapped in paper. Very, very perfect to give as a gift. This is a very traditional style arrangement that we really do pretty often. Not only do we do it with roses, but we also do it with other mixed beautiful flowers. This is more of a pageant style bouquet. Like at homecoming, the homecoming court, my words wouldn't come, the homecoming court will carry flowers just like this that we will wrap in a style just like this. But very simple, very pretty, and can be done very easily at home. Guys, if you have any questions about how we do things here at Flowers by the Bunch, you can always ask. We are so happy to answer your questions. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you have not already subscribed to our channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down below and hit the bell and you'll get notifications for when we have a new video. Guys, thanks so much. We'll see you soon.